Howdy campers, and welcome back to another episode of Collection Log Completionist, the series where my PC bricks and I have to play on my old ass laptop. Like I said, my PC that I just bought not too long ago blue screened on me and wouldn't even boot, so I was playing on my old laptop and decided that we wanted to get some Wilderness Slayer done, but that means that this episode might be a little bit weird because I had to re-record most audio and some of the video is a little low quality. So apologies for that in advance, but I hope you guys still enjoy. Alright, here is the setup that we've got, using the web weaver of course because it's OP as heck. And if we take a look at what we're risking, we're still risking like 1.2 mil, which is a bit, assuming that we protect item, because if we lose the web weaver, I will be a very sad boy. But assuming we just lose the Amulet of Avarice and our supplies, it's about 1.2 mil loss, plus whatever charges I have in the web weaver, and of course, whatever loot I've already got in the looting bag. It's a bit steep for deaths, especially considering you can die pretty easy in the Rev Caves since they're pretty popular. But at the same time, Revs are pretty good money per hour, so you make back any money you lose from getting PK'd pretty quickly. After the first trip, I decided to swap to using the second teleport on the Burning Necklace to get to the Rev Cave since it's closer to the orcs and in lower wilderness. I also started bringing a Slaughter Bracelet because you can flick the slaughter at the end of each kill to give a chance at not using a task kill. It's a bit of a pain in the butt, but also it helps extend trips even longer, so less time you have to do boosting for tasks, the better in my opinion. Also, here we have our first death. Not gonna lie, I'm horrible at getting away from PKers once I get TB'd, so most of these are pretty hard to watch, just so you know. Probably about the freest 1 mil any PKer could get out in the wilderness, but as long as I make sure to keep protect item up, I really don't mind losing the 1 mil as long as we keep the crossbow. So you might be asking yourself, why Wilderness Slayer? And the reason why is a while back, Jagex made a change to make it so that Rev weapons are much more common when you're on a Revenant Slayer task. They also gave you the ability to extend the Revenant tasks too, to make it even more streamlined to try to get these items. Before, this grind was horrible. Now, it's much more doable, though boosting for Revenant tasks is still not great. The method for this is honestly pretty simple, even if it looks a bit intimidating at first. We're basically just doing Turiel boosting with Wilderness Slayer, which means we attempt to do a Wilderness task. If it's not a task we want, we go to Turiel, he gives us a new task which overwrites our Revenant task. We do that quick, and then we get a new task from Chrysilla. If we were being the most efficient, we would probably not do any other wilderness tasks outside of just Revenant tasks, but to keep things interesting, I'm going to be doing Scorpion tasks at Scorpia, Skeleton tasks at Vedion, Spider tasks at Venenatus, and then I started out with doing Earth Warriors too, but quickly stopped doing those, as well as Moss Giants for boosted Mossy key rates. That flashing light up there on the minimap means that there's a Revenant boss nearby, which if you kill, you can get some totems, and you also get a buff that helps you kill other Revenants faster, which is great, but they are also absolute PKing hotspots, so I am going to avoid them like the plague, because I can't PK, I can't anti-PK, and hell, I can barely stay alive most of the time. So we're just going to avoid them because I don't think they're worth it. Also, I didn't show it before, but Slayer is at 22.7 million-ish XP, so it's one of our lower level skills. Ooh baby, that is a quick new clog. Very nice. Another one of the totems. No way. 2 clogs in one day? That's the 4 mil totem too, damn. Not too bad for a Rev's task, not too bad at all. Second task down. Blocked one task and now back to Revs, damn, she loves me. I almost wanted to relax with some Turiel skipping, but I'll never turn down a Rev task, very nice. I don't know what people are always complaining about, this seems pretty easy to me. Whew, I guess I did get away in time there. There's such a long stall on the seed pod that sometimes I can't even tell. It's like a 50-50. Am I alive or am I gonna get PK'd? Against my better judgment, I decided to try killing a Rev boss because it was right next to the orcs on this world, and it went about as well as I expected. But new clog though, always gotta make sacrifices for the clogs. Ooh, skeletons, to Vedion we go. I've never actually killed it since the rework, and I killed it like once before the rework, so this is gonna be pretty much an entirely new boss for me. I'm pretty much a fan of all of the Wilderness boss reworks, but Vedion I think is my favorite of the reworked bosses. It's just a really fun and satisfying fight, and considering before the rework this boss was absolutely atrocious, I'm so happy they did this. I will mention that doing Vedion on task actually gives like no bonus because you can't use the Slayer Helm. The only boost that you really get from it is 1. Less Turiel boosting, 2. It's passive, 3. Slayer XP, and you have a chance at Laren's keys and Slayer enhancements, which really don't matter for me, but they are a nice little bonus. After a couple more skeleton tasks, I eventually got a spider's task, which means we could head over to Venenatus. I really enjoyed doing Venenatus pre-change because the safe spot was pretty amazing, but post-change it's still pretty fun. I first started out trying to use a web weaver, and good god, don't do that, it's horrible. Definitely use a chain mace, it tears right through spindle. Ooh. I mentioned earlier I'm terrible at dodging PKers, but every now and then a blind clock finds a nut twice a day, and I managed to get away. This guy logged in underneath me and claw-specced me. He didn't even TB me, so I could have just teleported out, but my brain was in panic mode, so just barely got away, but I mean, not even close. We live those every single time. I found this wild setup for Calvarion on the wiki where you Trauver Parchment, your Avernic, and a fighter torso, and then bring some Torva and the chain mace, and deaths are like 3 or 4 mil, but man, do you absolutely slap Calvarion. It's a very fun setup, just make sure you don't die. Ooh baby, Ancient Crystal. Not the most exciting item ever, but that is slot number 1200, so very, very nice. Also, it's a little bit more interesting than some of the lower totems at the very least. At this point, we've gotten most of the easy stuff from Revs already. Just 2 of the larger totems, and then the Avarice isn't quite as bad. And then we're just going to be left with the 3 Rev weapons, the big ticket items. We already had a crawling hand, but here's us getting another one while Turiel boosting. Very weird item to see. Got a Scorpion's task, so here's what the log looks like so far. I started out soloing Scorpia at the beginning, but I ended up changing it to Dolo by the end because it is very easy to kill Scorpia when you have a second account helping you out. Spider task. Got the ult sitting out front by the entrance. Never stood a chance catching me here. Got the fastest reflexes in the West. Ooh, 109 attack. Nice. Ooh, fangs. Very nice. How much is that worth? 90k? Yeah, about what I thought. Not worth very much, but a new clog is a new clog. Ooh, D-pick, nice. Another D-pick already, damn. Spindle treating us good tonight. Since we're doing so much Turiel skipping, we're increasing our task streak pretty rapidly, so I decided to start going to Konar for tasks that are multiples of 50 to give us some bonus Slayer points. However, It does mean that we don't have our good block list, so we get stuff like Krakens here. But I hadn't done Kraken since I green-logged it, which was before CAs, so I decided I'd try to get some CAs there while we were at it. Huh, didn't even realize you could get Calphite tasks from Turiel. Off to KQ, I guess. KQ is notorious for being one of the worst bosses to kill in the game just because of how annoying it is, but let me tell you, if you've got a shadow, KQ is so much nicer. You just camp the shadow the whole time and just chill. I heckin' love it, not gonna lie. Skeletons again. Holy hell. That was certainly not the clog I was expecting. I mean, I was hoping to get the Skeleton Champion scroll from Calvarion, but I certainly wasn't expecting to get it this fast. 218 Calvarion, about 900 Hellhounds, and a pretty dang nice spoon. I don't know how I lost the video for it, but somewhere right around when I was swapping back from my laptop to my computer, I got this drop, a Theremin's Scepter, but I completely lost the video for it, so the Runelight screenshot will have to do. But there we have it, the first Reb weapon of 3 down. A very nice drop. I really wish I could show you the video for it. But I suppose I'll take a item with no video, then a video with no item, because that would not be very useful. That means this week we got ourselves 7 new items, which is not too bad, especially considering one of those is a champion scroll and another one is a rev weapon, so pretty solid. It also brings us up to 1203 collections logged, so breaking over that next 100 barrier, which is also awesome to see. I know these vids have not been consistently coming out like I wanted them to, but I'm hoping to get back into a consistent schedule. But until then, I have been consistent streaming over on Twitch, so make sure you stop on by. I'm streaming right now, stacking hard clues. We're stacking 1,000 of them, so make sure to swing on by. But as always, make sure you guys subscribe if you haven't already, and you too can become a camper without ever having to touch grass. And take care. Until next time, happy camping.